If you're a practice owner who's looking for a customer relationship management software, or a CRM, to level up your sales and marketing, but the CRM company can't answer these 3 questions, there's a good chance you're trusting strangers with your client's most sensitive information. Many practice owners shop for CRMs this way. They look at the features, they compare pricing, and then they sign up for the CRM. But what many practice owners fail to do is to go deeper in the CRM demo call itself. And they don't often ask these 3 questions. And if they don't ask these 3 questions, they may fail to uncover potential HIPAA security issues. Now look, most CRMs are going to have all the bells and whistles that you're looking for. A visual pipeline to organize client leads, a unified inbox to centralize your emails, and sometimes phone calls and text messages. They're going to have automations and dashboards. And yeah, TheraSass has all those things too. But here's the truth. Features do not matter if the people supporting your CRM doesn't know how to handle PHI or personal health information. I'm just not a CRM owner talking about HIPAA in the abstract. I'm married to a group practice owner, and I see firsthand how my wife takes her responsibility to protect client information for herself, but also for her whole group practice. So let's dig into these 3 essential questions you need to ask before trusting any CRM with your client's protected health information. Let's jump in. The first question you need to ask is your support team in-house or do you outsource to a third party? Now, many CRM companies contract support to offshore teams or to white label support centers. And look, there's nothing inherently wrong with that until you realize that those people who are reading the client intake forms, they're viewing message threads, emails, text messages about trauma and abuse, and having access to sensitive notes. If that support company does not have a BAA signed with your CRM provider every time they access PHI to help you, that's a HIPAA violation. It's not a potential violation, it's an actual HIPAA violation. Now, full disclosure from me here. Early on in TheraSass, when I was launching it, I did outsource my support to a white label company, and I had a BAA signed with them, and everything was on the up and up. But in the end, I wanted something that was more secure for my subscribers. So I built out my own team and I trained them on TheraSass. So if you're on a demo call with a CRM provider, I would encourage you to ask if they outsource their support, but ask it in this specific way. Do you contract out your support to a third-party company or a third-party white label company that will have access to PHI inside of my CRM account? And if you do you have a signed BAA with that third-party company? All right, question number 2 to ask your CRM that you are evaluating. What does your HIPAA training look like for your support team? Or what does HIPAA training look like for your third-party support team? This is where many CRM companies fall apart. Don't accept any vague answers like, oh yeah, we're HIPAA compliant, or yeah, we take security seriously. You can ask specifically, how many hours of HIPAA training does your support team complete? Is it annual or was it a one-time onboarding thing? Do you have documented remediation plans when someone mishandles PHI? Do you have written policies and procedures for PHI access? And finally, does your team sign off that they did do the training and that they understand PHI handling requirements? These questions are important because here's the truth. Most CRM companies have zero formal HIPAA training for their support teams. They might have a HIPAA compliant server, they might encrypt the data, but the actual humans who are reading your client messages, they are often never trained, never tested, and not held accountable. At TheraSass, our support teams complete annual HIPAA training with documented signatures that they have completed the training. We have written policies and procedures for every PHI touchpoint, equipment verifications, gap identification and remediation plans, and signed documents from every team member that they've done the training, and they do this every single year. I mean, look, this is our own HIPAA policy manual with all the remediation plans. It's all written down. We have a playbook for this. All right, so that was question number 2. Question number 3 that you need to ask is who verifies your HIPAA compliance? So here's one of the problems with HIPAA is there's no federal certification. The government doesn't issue a HIPAA compliance badge that you can put on your website. Do you have a third-party verification of your HIPAA compliance program? At TheraSass, we have contracted with the Compliancy Group for the last 3 to 4 years now. The Compliancy Group is one of the healthcare's industry-leading third-party HIPAA verification standard. This is an independent organization that audits every year our policy and procedures, training programs, PHI safeguards, risk assessments, and documentation practices. Most CRM companies, they have nothing like this. They tell you they're HIPAA compliant and you just trust them. But it could give you the peace of mind to ask if they have an outside party who can verify their HIPAA compliant practices. All right, here's a bonus question I want you to ask that has nothing to do with support, but about hidden fees. So I would encourage you when you are evaluating a CRM is to ask, what hidden fees should I know about? So most CRMs who incorporate communication, you will have a standard monthly fee. And then there'll be some extra charges on top of that if you're using it for, if you're using the phone system inside the CRM, making and receiving calls, text messages, and emails. Most communication will cost extra because the third-party tech partners that we have with CRMs, they charge us when we use their platforms, and we'll often pass those charges along to you. Except at TheraSass, we give you a monthly credit depending on the plan you have to cover the majority of those costs. Ask if there's any hidden fees around communication usage. The other one you want to ask is, are there any onboarding fees? Many times, CRMs are going to charge an extra fee for custom onboarding or white glove onboarding, and that's okay. But you just want to know what those real costs are up front. At TheraSass, we have transparent pricing. So our phone and our email costs, our text messaging costs, they're all published right on our homepage. So there's no surprise charges when you actually start using the features that you need. Okay, to recap, here's how to protect your practice if you're evaluating a CRM and even an EHR. You can ask these 3 critical questions to any CRM that you're considering. And yes, even us at TheraSass, especially when you're on a demo call. All right, question number 1, do you outsource to a third party your support, and do you have a BAA signed with them? Question 2, what does HIPAA training look like for your support team, either in-house or if it's contracted out? And question number 3, who verifies your HIPAA compliance? Do you have an independent organization that audits you every year? If they can't provide documentation, policies, or third-party verification, you might want to consider walking away from that CRM. Look, I know TheraSass isn't the cheapest CRM for therapists, but I designed my support team to provide the safest support for therapists who take protecting PHI very seriously. So if TheraSass sounds like a good fit for your practice, why don't you head over to therasass.com and schedule a demo today?